Well, hello everyone. Welcome back. Just want to remind all my buddies out there that tonight is Thundergong. It's a fundraiser for Steps of Faith Foundation, an organization that I belong to. We try to put prosthetic limbs on people that can't afford them. It's amazing that you would think insurance would do a better job of this, medical insurance, but it doesn't always. Many times it gives them a very basic limb, and really to get them back functioning, a lot of times they need a better prosthetic. I'll also put a link in the description below to a film that Google did with us about a drummer that we helped, and then Google engineers got on it and they just went crazy with it, and it's a very inspiring story. But it's hosted by Jason Sudeikis, and we have all kinds of great talent. So please tune in tonight to the live cast. It's free. I'll put the description below, the link. And please think about supporting our organization. Today's tutorial is going to be on Nashville Tuning and maybe just some very, very simple ways that you can use it to embellish your songs. I've got a regular 12 string here, as you can see. This is a Larrivee 12 string that was built probably in the late 80s. I think I bought it maybe about 1988 or 89, somewhere in there. And you can see I've got a capo on the 2nd fret. My 12 strings, I always tune down a whole step. I don't think there's any reason you should put the wood under stress or put your fingers under stress to move all that tension, when you can just lower the guitar down a whole step and then put a capo on if you want to play in the pitch of regular tuning. But what Nashville tuning is, it's not an altered tuning. It's just it's altered strings is what we would call it, because it's taking a 12 string set of strings, and then for the low E string, instead of just putting what you're used to hearing, take the higher E, the octave out of the set, and that's going to be our bass string now. And then for the A string, you do the same. You take the high string and you string that up in the A position. Do the same thing for the D. So we're not taking the lower string, we're taking the higher octave. And we're going to put that where the D is. Now, I don't have the high G on this guitar because I took it off to put it on my Nashville Tuning guitar. So I just have those in unison. But on a 12 string, the top 2 strings are in unison. The B and the E string are in unison. So we're going to take one of those strings and we're going to put those in the usual position. So our upper 2 strings are going to be just like on a standard tuning guitar, standard guitar. All right, so we're just taking the high octaves of each string and putting them on the guitar in the regular position. So I keep this Rain Song parlor guitar strung with Nashville Tuning because I just like to add it in certain parts of my songs. So this is what Nashville Tuning sounds like when you take the strings off of the 12 string and you put them on a regular guitar. You end up with that for the low E. That's the low A, that's the low D, that's the G, that's the B, and that's the E. Now you can see I've got a capo on here too, because I tuned this down a whole step, just like my 12-string guitar, to try not to break that high G string, because it is very easy to break because it's so thin. So now when we strum just regular chords, we get a very cool sound that's very different, but it's tuned the regular way, E, A, D, G, B, E. It's tuned just the same way. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just take a regular guitar and I'm just going to strum a simple pattern, and then I'm going to pick a simple pattern, and then I'm going to overdub this Nashville guitar, and I'm going to pan them right and left, and you'll just see how it changes the whole vibe. I'll put a little bit of reverb on them too, just for fun. But so here we go. Now I'm going to do a simple arpeggio pattern. So adding a guitar tuned in Nashville Tuning can really totally change the vibe. The downside of it is that you need to leave the guitar strung up that way, because you can't just be changing strings all the time. So I have this Rain Song guitar dedicated to nothing but Nashville Tuning. Otherwise it's just such a hassle taking strings on and off. So that's it for today. Make sure you catch Thundergong tonight. You can always come back at a later date and rewatch it, because it will remain up on the site for some time. So if you miss it tonight, you can still see it. Great acts tonight. We have Sammy Hagar. We have Michael McDonald. We have some of the cast of Saturday Night Live. We have Winona Judd. We have Counting Crows. We have Nathaniel Rateliff. We have just so much great talent and heartwarming stories as well. So please tune in. Until next time, talk to you later. Bye.